Hey everybody, welcome back. Wow, they are busy today. You hear them?
Yeah, jumping in the water.
Jumping and croaking. There's a lot of noise down there.
Yeah, we at one of the spots here on our hike.
Yeah.
We like to come by some water and stop and film and blah, blah, blah. Okay.
We like it in the woods. Anyways, a quick question. I will throw it out to the viewing audience. Kind of a rhetorical question. I kind of already have the answer, but I would like to hear from you. And please feel free to post it in the comments section. At what point in the Western world did subversion become socially acceptable?
What's subversion?
Yeah, and I have it pulled up just so that I can give the proper, if there is such a thing, dictionary definition. And watch out with definitions, they change.
Yeah, they do. We've seen that. You showed that on another video. I can't remember the word.
I caught it the day that it changed, and it was, what was the term?
Oligarch.
Yeah, what is an oligarch? Because from one day to the next, they added the word Russian in there.
Yeah. So it's always good to have physical books, physical media.
Any kind of physical media. But pulling it up here and just reading the basic definition, and this is primarily correct. It says, the undermining of the power and authority of an established system or institution. And it says, refers to the process by which the values and principles of a system in place are contradicted or reversed in an attempt to transform the established social order and its structure of power, authority, hierarchy, and social norms. Subversion can be described as an attack on the public morale. Okay? Key on that. And the will to resist intervention are the products of combined political and social class loyalties, which are usually attached to the national understanding, so on and so forth. You get the basic idea. Subversion is someone comes in and tries to entice you to think differently in a way that undermines what is normal or acceptable, which in some cases could be a good thing. Example, Martin Luther King subverting the government laws where he was because it was not fair to black people at the time. Or it could be a very negative thing, like
what we see in public school. Yeah, what we see in the public school.
Or Drag Me to Church. Have you seen this one?
That was just a heartbreaker.
Yeah, things like that could be classified as subversion. In the West in particular, and in the United States most of all, where we were once so paranoid about subversion, we had the McCarthy hearings. Remember those? Back in the 50s and early 60s, when they were trying to rout the communists for being subversive and undermining government and other institutions, schools and everything. They went too far with it, and they kind of did it the wrong way because a lot of innocent people were persecuted for decades by the FBI. One of the requirements of it was that if you were caught up, in order to get some leniency, you had to give up another name. Well, if you don't have another name, you're just going to make something up, aren't you? A lot of people got caught up that way and harassed all the way until it was overturned in like the late 70s. You imagine having the FBI following you around for decades because someone said you might be a communist and you weren't? Kind of sucks. But that's how paranoid our country was about subversion, and now look at us.
Yeah.
It's in everything. It's in our public schools. It's
social
in our
media.
social media. It's in our hard media, the regular
TV,
established
radio
media, where they give you opinions instead of facts. They tell you, it used to be that you could watch the news and they would give you facts and you would decide how you felt. Now they tell you how to feel and you decide if it's even true. This is what we've come to, where it seems like everybody is trying to, of us social influencers, everybody's trying to tell you how to think and how to feel all the time, and what to believe all the time, and how to believe, and what's true and what isn't. That's all subversive.
And they threaten your livelihood. They
True.
will take away your job. They'll hold up your bank account. They'll take your kids from you. They'll take your business. All of that because you don't think and feel the way they say you should think and feel.
And it's a minority talking.
Yeah.
How is a drastic minority group? And back to like the, I had keyed on drag queens as an example. How many do you think there really are? You know, that entire sect, that LGBTQ, XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3 thing, however it goes, of gays and drag queens and or whatever, it still only counts for maybe 1% of the population.
If that much.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think so. To watch television, to read a book or a magazine, or to listen to any of these people talk, or to watch commercials or anything like that, you would have an entirely different view on the subject.
Yeah, you think 80% of society is them.
Yeah, and again, I've alluded to it. It's not something I can talk about here. I did an interview series in like the late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember if it was 89 or 90, to be honest, that I did this for the Boston Phoenix newspaper in that community, and found out stuff, God, I would love to tell you. You would not believe some of the things that I found out from that culture that are appalling, quite frankly. But not just that culture, but political beliefs, religious beliefs. We're being attacked on all sides from everything. We're not being allowed to have an opinion and to form an opinion. You know, we talked about that recently with the Ministry of Truth that the U.S. government seems to have recently established with their misinformation oversight board being fronted by Homeland Security. That's a scary thought.
But it's also a reversal because, like you read in the definition, subversion are a group of people trying to undermine the government. Now you got the reverse. The government is trying to undermine the people.
Yeah.
They're undermining individuals, families. They're trying to infiltrate and make you think and feel the way they want you to and tell you to. You don't get the juice. You're gonna lose your job and all of this and that there.
Yeah.
You know.
And in that respect, it's kind of like Brave New World.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you've read that or if you've watched that, we watched the 70s version. I think we saw the 70s version, read the book, could not stomach the modern version. Because
God, it was nothing but...
It leaned way too
orgy.
heavily on the sex aspect of the storyline. And I didn't want to watch all that, quite frankly. We didn't. We don't care for that sort of thing. But... that's what they want for us, is that whole, you know, everybody is blissfully oblivious and ignorant of how anything works, where they all are pretending to be happy and reveling in their decadence, but they're not happy. They weren't, you know, and everybody was neatly fitted into social classes, but wanted to be there. I mean, there's always been classes, and there always will be, but they were bred into those classes deliberately. And we got to wonder, how close are we to Brave New World? We're like somewhere between Brave New World and 1984.
I don't know. I think we're at 1984, venturing over into Brave New World. Yeah, we done got to the 1984 part.
When do we reach Soylent Green?
Oh, Soylent Green is around the corner.
I think the film was supposed to have taken place in 2022, actually.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. But, well,
hey,
we're right on the cusp.
There are supposed to be food shortages. So watch out.
No.
But I just want to throw that out there, and I want to see what people have to say, because there's a lot of factors, and there's a lot of things that people could bring up, and I want to know what people's thoughts are on that. At what point did subversion become socially acceptable in Western society?
When people gave up and began to compromise. You compromised on everything. Yeah, but it was, you compromised on what your kids learn in school, what is a family, what is a man, what is a woman, what is a marriage. I mean, you compromise yourself into 1984 and Brave New World.
Well, when you compromise also, since you're on that point, every time you compromise, you lose.
Yeah.
Because you are giving up something to someone else to get them to back off. But once they get a taste of that, they're going to come around again.
Yeah.
And they're going to come around again. Think about when the Mongols invaded China. That wall was there for a reason. And they kept coming, and China kept paying them tribute to go away. And at some point, the Mongols sat there and said, well, what are we taking a piece of this and a piece of that for? Let's just go ahead and invade and have it all. And they did. It was successful. And you give up a piece of this and a piece of that, eventually they'll just step in and take over, because you either won't have the spine for it anymore, or there'll be nothing left to give up.
Yeah.
And in the electronic age, it's real easy to trap you up. It's very easy. They can shut off your bank accounts, they can shut off your utilities, they can shut off your phone. You have almost no resources anymore. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. There's cameras everywhere. Many of them have audio recording too. You know, people aren't aware of that. Where the hell can you go? I wonder why they even bother with Amber Alerts anymore. Can anybody really drive down the freeway and not get spotted 100 times by some AI system? I don't know. But people have allowed themselves to get backed into a corner, and a stand has to be taken somewhere, or it's just going to keep getting worse. So I don't know. Thoughts? I just want to see what people have to say about it. Because like I said, there's a lot of examples. I mean, we saw a compromise during 9/11. They frightened everybody. Oh, we got to keep the country safe. And they screwed everybody with the Patriot Act laws. We saw it in the 80s with the drug war. Oh, we have to put all these bank restrictions and all these cash restrictions and all these new laws and regulations about how, when, and where you can spend or have your money to stop the war on drugs, or to stop drugs and have a war on drugs. But who was that war really on? Who lost? Because the cartels are billionaires. You know?
And drugs are still coming in.
Yeah, hell, they're making them legal now. Marijuana's been legalized in most places. Why? Because they can tax it. Eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if in 50 years or so, or who knows when, I'm not trying to date set or make a prediction, meth would be legal. You know, if
cocaine.
They can tax it, yeah, if they can tax it and regulate it, why not, right? Who cares? Keep in mind, that's what made Great Britain the wealthiest country anyone ever heard of. They were the wealthiest drug cartel in human history, with opium in the 1800s, right? Until it became inconvenient. So thoughts? Feel free to post your thoughts in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. We hope that you did. Share it if you can. The only way it'll get seen, because ScrewTube hates me. Subscribe if you're new, and please do check out some of the other videos if you have not. Saw random animal pictures. They are strays that we help to take care of, and they actually help with the loading algorithm, believe it or not. If you wanted to help the channel out, there are links to that down below. Every little bit helps, and we sure do appreciate it. And if that's it, then what more can I say? But stay frosty, folks, and thanks for watching.